Hey guys, yeah, I just wanted to come on here and kind of give my thoughts on what is going to happen in the future with the Doctor Strange movie series. Because, you know, for all of us that have seen the movie, and there's going to be a bit of spoilers here, but for all of us that have seen the movie, the end credit scene, and again, has spoilers. If you don't want to, listen to that right now, I'd advise you right now at 35 seconds to, to actually make that 40 seconds, 42, 43, 44, about 45 seconds. I give you about up to a minute to not watch this video if you don't want any spoilers. So you got 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. You've been warned. So here are the spoilers. And again, it's your choice. It's your choice. But we do know at the end of the film that Doctor Strange, because of the fact that he too read the Darkhold, is suffering the consequences. He has developed a third eye, a literal third eye. And as this has happened, he gets a visit from Clara, played by Charlize Theron, who is his love interest in the comics and potentially his love interest in the movies, saying, yeah, you got to come with me because what you did, what you were warned not to do, has resulted in something that needs to be fixed, and you're the only one that can fix it. So he goes with her, into what I guess is the dark dimension or something like that to fix what he caused. And the reason he had to suffer these consequences by reading the Darkhold is because we find out that the Darkhold is the book that, of course, we saw in WandaVision that Wanda got from Agnes before she trapped her into the mindset of, or Agatha, basically, before she trapped her into the mindset of Agnes, the sitcom neighbor in Westview. So basically, the Darkhold, as we saw at the end of WandaVision, she was reading through it and she was hearing her kids' voices and everything. And apparently in the film, it's kind of alluded at the fact that the Darkhold, well, it's not just alluded, it's pretty much confirmed that the Darkhold corrupted Wanda. It basically plagued on her sorrow, her depression, her sadness, and everything. And it not only plagued on all of that, but it used that plagueness that it put upon her to corrupt her into doing things normally she wouldn't do. Like, we knew basically it took what a lot of people assumed was going to be an eventual result with her down the line, and pretty much sped it up. It pretty much said, okay, you're not going to hurry this up to help yourself or to give you what you want. I'm going to do it for you. And that's pretty much what it did. And it caused her to become, basically what a lot of people feared, if not worse. And this is pretty much confirmed at the end of the film when she does finally get to see her kids, but it's in a different realm. And these kids, they know it's the mom, but they know it's not her. But obviously they see, wait a minute, this is not our mom. This is a monster, because their mom, their version of Wanda, shows up, tries and basically fights her a little bit. Even because, that version of Wanda is not as powerful, but she's also very understanding. Like, look, I know what you want. I get where you're coming from. I get that. And please understand, these kids are going to be loved and taken care of. But you, girl, this alternate version of me, this corrupted version of me, you have to go. You have to leave. And the reason Wanda sees this and is confronted by this is because America Chavez, is encouraged by Strange to basically be like, hey, you got to fight back. and try to, stop Wanda from trying to do what she wants with you. And Chavez is like, okay, I can't beat you, physically in a fight or magically in a fight, but I can. Sorry for the zoom up there, the close up. I'm just walking around here. But America Chavez is like, okay, I can't beat you in a fight physically or magically, but I can beat you, you know, mentally. I can basically make you beat yourself by giving you what you want. And that's why she takes her to that world to show her kids being scared of her because of the fact that she's allowing this dark hold to take hold of her and make her do things normally she wouldn't do, or she at least potentially could do, because all she wanted was her kids back. All she wanted was her kids back. She wants Vision back. And she's noticing that the Darkhold book that she got from Agatha is pretty much corrupted her in a way that basically, she's realizing, because what she tells them is, hey, I would never hurt you or anybody. But when she says that, it's like she has the epiphany, well, I wouldn't say epiphany, but when she says that, she has this kind of like this eye-opening realization that, she's done exactly what she said to her kids, or at least this version of her kids, that she wouldn't do. She has gone and hurt people. She has gone and hurt, injured people, killed people, because the dark hold corrupted her, basically plagued, fed on her depression and everything that I mentioned, and caused her to do these things. So what happens is, to make up for this, she basically casts one more spell. And that spell is, basically similar, a very similar, if not, I wouldn't say identical, but basically close to identical line that she said in the comics. Because in House of M, she said no more mutants, which limited the population of mutants. Before, I think that was reversed or something. Here, she says no more Darkholds. Basically, essentially, by saying that, she causes every incarnation of the Darkhold across the multiverse to pretty much be destroyed. Pretty much, disintegrate into nothing. Cease to be, if you will. Because she doesn't want it, or not it, but she doesn't want any incarnation of it to do to do what it did to her in her universe. She doesn't want any version of it to do the same thing to somebody else. So basically, like I said, she says no more dark holds, and then to basically, make up for what she does, she causes the temple that they're in, or that they were battling in, to fall from the sky or something, and fall not only into the ground and be destroyed, but also fall on top of her, thus sacrificing, killing herself in the process. Or so we are to so we are to be believed, if you will. Because when you look at a character like Wanda, and you see how much they built her up, giving her own series in WandaVision and everything, really making her a focus in the MCU since she's debuted, like a primary focus, and then kind of putting her in this villainous role, even though it's a role that she inhabited because the Darkhold corrupted her, basically, like I said, fed on the depression and sorrow that she had, and made her into something that, folks feared she could be, but, do it a lot quicker than expected. If you're Kevin Feige and what I'm trying to say is, if you're Kevin Feige and you're putting all this focus and emphasis on Scarlet Witch as one of your primary characters, in the MCU, on the big screen, on a limited, streaming series like WandaVision, as well as make a focal point in Doctor Strange, which pretty much follows the events of WandaVision, as well as Spider-Man, No Way Home. It it really kind of gives off the kind of gives off the vibes of, we're going to see Scarlet Witch again. We're going to see Wanda Maximoff again. We're going to see Elizabeth Olsen back in that role again. Now, it's uncertain as to when we'll exactly see her, but if I was to be a betting man, I would say we're going to see Elizabeth Olsen in the role of Wanda Maximoff, in the role of Scarlet Witch, probably a lot sooner than expected. Because, you got a lot of things coming up. You got the multiverse that they're still dealing with, which, of course, the third Doctor Strange movie, or whatever movie Strange is going to be in with Clara, Charlize Theron's character, in the near future, is going to be, you got that movie, or, whatever, involved with it. You got Loki involved with it, and stuff like that with the upcoming season. You potentially have Moon Knight in the same kind of vein and everything. And then you also have future Spider-Man films on the Sony side of things that might still tie into it. Hopefully, we're not really sure. That will, like I said, probably play a part, or at least have some kind of connection. So you got all this going on. And there's a Secret Wars series coming. Well, not Secret Wars, but Secret Invasion series coming. That's going to play a part. That the Marvels, Captain Marvel 2 is going to play a part. That Thor, Love, and Thunder coming in a few months is going to play a part. That the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie is going to play a part. There's a lot of movies and series upcoming in the MCU that are going to play a part in this multiverse storyline, if you will. They are. And Wanda, to me, is also going to play a big part. So I don't think we've seen the end of Wanda Maximoff in the MCU. I think, honestly, what happened, it's just my opinion, I think when she had that temple fall on her, supposedly, and kill her, along with its destruction, that what she actually did was create an illusion. Like when they got, basically, the temple itself was destroyed, but, what Strange and Chavez saw was not Wanda. Like, the Wanda they saw was an illusion. Because, again, you've built her up to be one of the more powerful superheroes, anti-heroes, whatever you want to call them, in the MCU. Even more powerful than freaking Thanos, if you will. That, having a building fall on her the way it did is, just to kill her off. That's, that's like taking the weak way out. That's like, that doesn't make sense. It's like you build her up to be this powerful, and then this is what kills her. No. That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So, to me, I think we are going to see her back a lot sooner than expected. I would assume that if it's not Love and Thunder, that we get a credit scene, post-credit or mid-credit scene, telling us or showing us that she's back. If it's not that film, then I would go on record and saying it's got to be Wakanda Forever. It's got to be that film, because the connections Wakanda has with giving Vision his, with the technology, I should say, that they could give Vision back his body and everything. So I would expect, if not Love and Thunder, I would expect Wakanda Forever, or as a bit of a surprise, I'm going to go and say one of the upcoming MCU series in the next year or so. That's what I would say. Whichever one that is, we're not sure of, just yet. But again, you can't kill somebody like her off, that you build up to be this powerful, just by having a building fall on her. I think, again, like I said, what it was an illusion to make it look like it was her, so that way she could just, go off, teleport herself somewhere where she could basically reconcile with herself and try to figure out how to make amends with what she's done. And maybe if she is still determined to get her kids back, get that happiness back that she once had, to basically figure out a more non-corruptive way, from a spell perspective of doing it. So to me, I don't think Wanda is gone. Scarlet Witch is gone. I think she's going to be back, and I think it's going to be a lot sooner than we can expect. When it is, we're not really sure. But like I said, if there's any indication, any kind of clue as to when it may happen, I would say if we don't get something in a post-credit or mid-credit scene in Love and Thunder, the next Thor movie, then I would say that Wakanda Forever, that between Wakanda Forever and the Marvels, the Captain Marvel 2 movie, is when we'll get some kind of answer as to where she'll end up next. And if I was to be a wild card betting man, that, as far as like surprise, post-credit scenes in limited MCU Disney Plus series, I would say any one of the upcoming ones that they got planned and that they're working on currently will have an answer there too. But from a theatrical standpoint, if it's not Love and Thunder, then I would say between Wakanda Forever and the Marvels, one of those two are going to have a post-credit scene or mid-credit scene showing us that she's still alive, because they'll have a connection to the multiverse and everything as well as they may have to deal with the consequences of what she and Strange have done. And also, like I said, if it's not between those two movies, or the time frame of those two movies, I would say that the next MCU shows that they have upcoming on Disney Plus, with a few exceptions, will be, we'll have that twist surprise at the end with a post-credit scene showing us that she's still alive as well. So again, I don't think she's going to be gone forever, and I think the next time we do see her or get any kind of indication that she's still alive, is going to be within the next couple of films. Maybe not Love and Thunder, but like I said, it's either the Marvels or Wakanda Forever. And if it's not one of those, it's going to be one of the upcoming MCU Disney Plus series that will give us a clue as well. And I'll let you know right now, it's not going to be the Miss Marvel series that they're doing. I don't think it's going to be that one. But I would say more along the lines of something like She-Hulk. Believe it or not, I think She-Hulk will give us, the first clue as to Wanda still being around and still being alive after what happened at the end of Doctor Strange 2. But what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on the possibility that Wanda's still alive? Do you think, her being killed off the way she was, is too much of a cop-out, would be too easy since she's been built up as much as she has? What are your thoughts? Comment below. Live chat during the premiere. Super chats and super stickers are open and would be appreciated, as well as super thanks. Yeah, the super thanks button is down there. The little heart with the dollar sign, if you want to help donate like that, it'd be greatly appreciated too. But let me know what your thoughts are. How do you feel about, Wanda, being killed off the way she was? Do you think it was too easy? And do you think maybe it's to throw us off of the fact that she will be back, because the Wanda we saw, along with Strange and Chavez, being killed in the movie was not the real Wanda? Let me know down below and in the live chat during the premiere. Like the video, and I'm out.